Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of On the Mic with Michael Flix. Very happy to be back. Got a lot of things to talk to you about today. Today's gonna be a little bit different. You get all me. No guest today, no interview. It's just all me today. I'll explain why a little bit later, but I'm happy to be here, man. I'm really happy to be here. I'm really happy to. I got a lot of really positive feedback on the show over the past couple of weeks. From people that I really wouldn't have expected it from, which is really dope. When people that, so you guys know I've been doing the Friday morning runs in Vista. And I missed last week, and so people thought it wasn't going on no more. We was back out there last Friday, and the numbers were a little bit down from what it normally is, but that's on me because I went out of town last Friday, and I wasn't there, so I wasn't on my social media promoting it like I should have been. But next Friday, we're back at Vista, and I want it to be, upwards of 20 to 25 guys like it's always been. Actually, a little bit more than that. We had 14 to 15 just yesterday. But next week, like I said, let's turn it back up to like 25 to like 30 guys, which is dope. My man Aaron Felix, he still got his runs going. But to get back to what I was talking about, I'm at the park, and I'm just apologizing to the guys for not spreading the word like I should have been to make sure we got a lot of guys there. And his name is Kyle, actually. My man Kyle, he had came out a few weeks before, but he hadn't played. He came up in his sandals, and he was just watching, just hanging out, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's a good environment, I'm cool with it. But he played yesterday, and he came up to me. He was like, "You Mike Flix?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, bro, I see you do the podcast and everything, man. I follow you, bro. I like what you're doing, man. Keep doing it." And I've gotten a lot of that recently. And when I first started doing my family room podcast with my brother, and also when I first started doing this show, it was really just people that I know personally and that I have met like recently that would tell me like, "Hey, yo, I see you doing your thing." And even then, it wasn't really, and I don't take offense to anything. It all comes with it. But even then, it wasn't really compliments yet, because I hadn't really put in enough work for people to really like. I didn't have really a catalog of things for people to watch and listen to. But people were just saying, "Hey, man, I see you doing your thing. That's dope. Keep doing it." And like I said, it was just people that I know and that I've met that I know I know their name and I know their face and I know exactly who they are. What's been happening now is, like I said, my man Kyle the other day, I don't know him. He had been following me, and I feel bad whenever I'm like, "Yeah, send me an Instagram and I'm gonna follow you right now." And then they send me the Instagram and they're already following me and I'm not following them. I hate that. I don't like that. But dude, my man was already following me and just telling me like reciting things back to me that he had seen on my show or that he had heard on the podcast. And I've been getting that more and more often, man. And it feels dope. I'm just here, man, to first and foremost, I want to have fun with everything I do, with all my podcasts, with my shows. I want to have fun with everything I do. But also, like, I'm here for the people, man. I'm a servant. Everything I do, and this is gonna help me roll into what I'm gonna talk about next. I'm a servant, man. Everything I do is in service to others. Everything I do, from even now being a cameraman, but even from when I started, fresh out of high school, I started coaching basketball at the rec center in Escondido, and I was getting paid to do it. But I had when me and my brother started coaching there hadn't been any coaches like that in that gym like us before. People that had played basketball on a marginal high level that really, really love the game and really just want to help. You know what I'm saying? A lot of time parents want to help. Parents of the team, they want to help, but maybe they may not have the knowledge, or if they do have the knowledge, it's marginal and it's only but so far. But what I'm saying is when we started coaching there, and this is like elementary rec league in Escondido, where these kids it's not AAU, these kids aren't taking it serious like that. But my brother and I, we're coaching in that manner as if it is AAU, because we look at it as we're here to serve. And if these kids are here to be taught by us, we're going to put our best foot forward. We're not going to just give them whatever kind of coaching and whatever kind of training because it's the rec, because it's not AAU, or because it's not high school, or because it's not a certain level. Like, no, I'm here to serve. You want me to do it. You want me to do something for you, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. That's what I do. So I started doing that, just coaching, and then parents will come up to me, noticing like, "Hey, we've never had a coach like you before. Can you work with my son one-on-one?" I've never seen anybody coach the way you coach. Can you work with my daughter one-on-one? And I started to do it. And in all honesty, was a bit naive. I didn't realize how much money could be made and how much money could be made in training, especially because I wasn't an athlete that did private training in high school. But then I started to do it, and I'm doing it for free for like a good month, like 2 or 3 times a week. And then a parent came up to me and was like, hey, man, I want to bless you. I want to give you something. And that was never me asking for the money. Like, I would coach the team, ref my games, coach my games, and after that, I was off the clock. So anything I did with anybody's, with any of my players, after their parents asked me, it was all pro bono, and it was all just for the love. And then they came and said, hey, here's something I want to bless you. And I feel like that's how things are supposed to go. Don't get it twisted. You should be about your money. You should be a business person. If you have a business, you should do it for money. You shouldn't just do it like, hey, like if you're a rapper and you just want to rap in your basement for free just for the art of it. Like, that's all well and good if you got money coming in from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But I'm basically saying everything I do it in service to others. Whether I'm getting paid for it or not, my initial goal is to serve others. When I first became a cameraman, my initial goal is to serve others. When I first became a cameraman, I was initially going to games because I needed more practice. But just like when the coaching thing happened, people started approaching me about paid opportunities. When I was here doing it for, number one, for my practice, and also just to help the San Diego basketball community. I wasn't good at making videos yet. Didn't really know the first thing about it, but I was like, I could try my hand. And I know it's a lot of kids that don't get videos made for them. I can make videos for them since ain't nobody really showing them no love. You know what I mean? And that's what I mean when I say I do everything. Everything I do is in service to others. Speaking of serving others, man, I said I went on a trip last weekend. I actually went to Mexico with my man. I interviewed him here on the show before, my man Lorenzo Keeler, Escondido High School basketball legend Lorenzo Keeler. Him and his nonprofit, Signet Royalty. Lorenzo actually played 7 years in Mexico. If you saw the interview, you know that. But Lorenzo played 7 years in Mexico, and he is still in communication with his former agent over there. And there's a lot of hoopers in Mexico, man. A lot of which want to come to the States and play like a lot of hoopers in a lot of other countries do. And he's trying to help create that pipeline, and it's something that is going to happen. But we went over to Mexico. We ran. We was there. Flew out Friday. Ran a camp Saturday. Woke up Sunday morning. Drove I think like 30 minutes to another city in Mexico. And I'm so sorry I'm blanking on the names right now. When I make a video for this, I put it in the I put the names in the cities, in the caption and the description and all that. But it was dope, man. It was dope. I wasn't coaching. I gave a little pointers here and there just because, you know, I'm a hooper. I used to coach. I used to train, so I can help out when I can. But I was there as a cameraman. I was there working just as a cameraman, documenting everything, you know, taking pictures, putting video together. Y'all know what I do. But it was one of the dopest experiences of my life, man. Literally one of the best experiences of my life, man. Over there coaching and over there filming and just helping coach a little bit. It's a lot of talent out in Mexico, man. It's a lot of talent out in Mexico. I'll say that, y'all. We gonna help get a few of them over here, and y'all gonna see. It's some talent out in Mexico. But while we're out there coaching, every little thing we show these kids is like amazing. And don't get me wrong. Like we're showing them to do it the right way. And even when we're dribbling in between drills and stuff, we're really playing. We're really throwing crossovers. We're really trying to make our shots. So it's not like they're these little kids that is super easy to amaze. We're actually like, especially the other guys, are very, and me myself, but especially them, are sound basketball players. So they're gonna be like, oh, that was nice. But when they know that the best basketball in the world is played in America, and we're from America, and they're trying to get to America, it amplifies it a little more. But while we're over there, at least four people came up to us and told us, you guys are changing these kids' lives right now. Like, you guys are putting a spark in these kids that's never gonna go away. You guys being here is driving these kids. You're sparking them. They're gonna keep working for you. With you guys coming here, they see that there's an end goal that they can get to. And these kids are gonna keep pushing until they get to it. He said to us, like, it's making me emotional right now, just because I love helping people, especially kids. He said to us, what you guys are doing right now, he's like, what'd he say? I don't want you guys to minimize what you're doing. You're changing these kids' lives. That's what he said. You're changing these kids' lives. And afterwards, when a lot of these kids don't know English at all, they know certain words, you know what I mean? They don't really know English at all. Everything we saying has to be, we got an interpreter right there. But when they come up to us and they're saying thank you, it's a different look on their face, man. It's a different look on their face when we tell them that what they did was right, when they do something wrong, because obviously when you train, you welcome mistakes so that you can correct them. And so when they make a mistake and we correct it and show them the right way to do it, and then they would do it, and we you know what I'm saying, you got to have energy when you with kids, and we hyped up, and we, you know what I'm saying, we super excited when they do it right, and just the look on their face like, yo, they said I did it right. Like that's the best feeling for me. I used to tell people, I used to teach preschool. I don't know if people know that. I know I'm going to be jumping around. It's me for an hour. I'm going to be jumping around all over the place. I used to teach preschool, and I used to tell people the best feeling in teaching preschool for me was the aha moment in a 3 or 4 year old. It's like the simplest thing, but you show them this plus that equals that, or these two things together makes that, or if you do this, you'll get that. And when they finally understand it, and that aha moment and the look on their face, that was the best thing ever for me, man. And I got that a million times over while we were in Mexico. A million times over, man. And I'm just really happy that I got to be a part. For number one, I'm happy that I got to go and experience that, because outside of being young and chasing fun, I had never been outside of the country. Well, that's not true. My dad's a minister. He went to preach in Mexico when I was a kid, but we went straight to church, ate, and came right back. And then the only other time after that, when I was like 20 or so, went to TJ with some friends, had some fun, and that experience didn't even end pleasant. So other than that, I've never been out of the country. So this is my first time out of the country, my first time on a plane in over 10, 15 years. And it was dope, man. It was really good. I'm glad I got to experience it. I'm glad I got to be over there with my brother. That was another one of the best things about it for me. My older brother, Stefan, was out there, and he was pretty much the one running the camps. And watching him do his thing and coach the camp is something he's wanted to do pretty much all his life. He's always talked about he wanted to, play college basketball, get his degree, and then come back and teach and coach. And he's coaching. My brother is the men's basketball coach at Ramona High School. His team does pretty well. He's a very, very, very good coach. His team does pretty well. But he came up to me a couple of times while we were out there and said, man, I'm living the dream. And sometimes you hear people say that, and some people say it sarcastically. Like, you hear people like, what's up with you, man? I'm like, hey, I'm just living the dream. And whether they mean it fully or they mean it half-heartedly, like, whatever. When my brother came up to me and told me that, I knew he meant it, because he's been talking about that since we were kids, and not like in high school. Like, he's been talking about that since we were in elementary school. He wanted to play college ball, get his degree, come back, and then coach, and just coach and travel and host camps. And now he's doing it. And the first one that he got to go and host was in Mexico, helping like really better the lives of the kids over there, like putting a spark in them. Speaking of the kids in Mexico, it's one of the things I wanted to make sure I came over here and said on the show, and I'm going to say to any kid that I'm in the gym with or any coach that I'm in the gym with face to face. The kids in Mexico have a different respect for the adults out there. It's way different. Out here, and I've been a coach, I've supervised before and after school programs in elementary and middle school. I've taught preschool. Like I said, I've coached basketball from every level, from 4 years old all the way up to high school. I've taught preschool. I've worked in before and after school programs in all levels. I've worked with kids of all levels. Normally, when you got to get, and it's okay, it's whatever, but when you got to get a group of kids, you got to get their attention. Hey, yo, if you can hear me, clap once. If you can hear me, clap twice. You got to do things to get their attention. And even still, it's going to take some time for the noise level to quiet down, for everybody to stop talking. Out there in Mexico, all of these kids, everybody's, and it's a big group because they got to be socially distant. You know what I mean? So everybody's spread out at least 6 feet apart. And it's a group of however many kids it is. And they're over there talking. And as soon as their coach or as soon as the person in charge walks up and starts talking, everybody shuts up. Everybody. Not one time did he have to be like, hey, yo, I'm talking. Why are you still talking? Not once. Not once. Because there's a certain level of respect and there's a certain level of appreciation. Some of these kids, we were in, man, I wish I could remember the name of the city we were in. man, I can't remember it. But some of these kids, because of the opportunity, we were told that some of these kids drove, not flew. Some of these kids drove from 4 hours away to come be a part of this camp for 2 hours. And the way we did it was we ran the camp. Let me get to that in a minute. These kids had to hang out, had to run their camp, and then some of them had to hang out for like 3 or 4 hours and then come back for the second session to be reevaluated. No complaints, no dragging the feet, no asking for water breaks, no talking back, no, hey man, you was on the left side, so use your left hand, no rolling of the eyes. Everybody coachable, everybody ready to listen, everybody shutting up when the coach or the adult in charge says to be quiet. And it wasn't a fight, it was refreshing. It was refreshing. And again, it comes from a level of appreciation. These kids know that American coaches and trainers coming to their country, into their city to do something for them, they understand that it's a big deal and they don't take it for granted. A lot of kids here in America, they take opportunities like that for granted. They know like, oh, that's a million teams, man, I ain't tripping. It's a million AAU clubs, I ain't tripping. If I don't like it here at this school, I could just transfer somewhere. It's no big deal. Oh, this coach don't let me do my thing. I'm gonna go play for a coach that will let me do my thing. And there's a few reasons why things have happened that way, and I don't really like any of those reasons. But like I said, man, it was refreshing. It was refreshing to be over there to help serve. Again, my whole mission, I do everything. I live my life in service to others. I do things that are fun for me. I find a way to merge the two, to have fun and to serve people. I feel like that's the best way to do it, and you get the most out of anything you're doing when you do it that way, whether it's psychologically, whether it's emotionally, whether it's financially. I feel like when you find a way first to serve others and then find a way to make it fun for you, you can't really lose. My last thing about in being in service to others, the biggest win for me in serving others and me being a cameraman, the biggest win for me is when I send somebody a tape or I send somebody their footage, and weeks later or months later, they hit me back like, hey, yo, Flix, thanks for that video, man. I was able to send that out to some scouts. My agent was able to send that off, and I got a contract, bro. And especially right now with COVID going on, I can't tell you how many messages I got. Hey, yo, man, there ain't really no place to play right now after the Switch Pro-Am. Y'all know I worked the whole Switch Pro-Am, made videos for guys that wanted them, and I had pretty much all the footage of all the games. So after the season, guys would hit me up needing their footage. Of course I oblige. What am I hold on to the footage for? Other than me making videos, I don't, you know what I mean? I'll give it to you, of course. And so when guys hit me up saying like, yo, I need some footage, these schools is talking to me, yo, I need some footage, my agent needs some stuff to send off. When I'm able to put something together for them and they send it off and then they hit me back like, hey, yo, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have gotten a contract, or if it wasn't for that, I don't know if I would have gotten a scholarship. That's the win for me, man. You don't understand pardon me, you don't understand the feeling that I get inside when I know that I was able to help someone on that level. Whenever I'm able to help anyone, it's amazing. But whenever I'm able to help someone on that level, there's no bigger win. There's no bigger win. And so I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not gonna, cause that's not what I do. But when I hear little birdies coming back to me saying like, oh, he think he this and that because he did this and that, or he think because he went to Mexico now he this and that, or because he, whatever you want to say. I'm not that guy, man. I'm not that guy. I'm never gonna come on here. First of all, I'm never gonna go and talking about you behind your back. Anything I feel like should be said about you, I'm man enough to say it to you. That's first and foremost. But I'm never the guy that's gonna go be talking to people like, oh, he think he this and that because of this and that, or he think he because he worked with this whoever that he doing this. I'm never that guy, man. I big up everybody. If you out here making money to feed your family and you out here not doing nothing to hurt other people, hey man, you never gonna hear any negative words from me. And so, for number one, I don't think whatever you said about me, I don't think I'm that. I do think I'm good at what I do. I do think I'm a very nice guy, and I do think I will go far with everything that I do. First and foremost, I will go far with everything that I do, but that's just confidence. That's not cocky. I don't think I'm anything because of anything. I think I am talented, and I think I'm blessed by God, and I think I've been put in a position to bless others and to help others. And so next time you say something about Michael Flix, make sure you say he thinks he's supposed to be out here blessing people, because I am. Anyway, we can go ahead and move on from that. Let me open up these notes real quick. So we got, let me see, going to Mexico, serving others. Oh, that's what I wanted to start with. It is September. It's September. We 2 months away. If you are 18, you need to go get registered to vote, man. You need to go get registered to vote. If you are of the age of 18, you need to go and get registered to vote. If you need help with that process, I'm not sure how you would, not to be insulting, but I'm not sure how you would need help with that process. But if you do, reach out to me. Open your phone and Google it. And if you're still not very sure, reach out to me and I'll help in any way that I can. I'll help you get registered. I'm registered to vote. Obviously, I wouldn't be blowing all this smoke if I wasn't. I'm registered to vote. If you need help doing so, I can help you get registered to vote. And then on voting day, if you need help getting to the polls, I will also help you get to the polls. I'm putting together something right now to where me and a few of my friends, we're going to be on voting day. We're going to be driving around, picking people up, taking them to the polls, doing what we got to do to get everybody out to the polls and voting. It's a very big deal. Y'all see what's been going on the last 4 years. Y'all see what's been going on with which I ain't even gonna get into all that, because I can go on and on and on about that. But y'all see what's been going on out here, man. We need all hands on deck. We need everybody to vote the same way everybody turned out. When I was about to not say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. The same way everybody turned out when Obama got elected, that's how everybody needs to turn out. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm not telling you what side you should vote for or anything like that. I'm just saying everybody needs to go and vote. It's very important, and not just in the presidential election, in the local stuff too, man. Which, in my opinion, is probably more. Not probably. In my opinion, it's more important. But regardless, we need to vote. We need to vote. Make sure you get registered to vote, and then on the day, don't be lazy, man. Don't let something come up to where you can't go and vote. You need to go and vote. It's very, very important. I'll jump off my soapbox now. We could talk about some sports. We could talk about some sports now, man. The NBA playoffs are here, and I got a lot I want to say about it. First and foremost, if you're a fan of the LA Clippers, I don't want to hear anything from you for a very, very long time. I was about to say for the rest of my life. But until the Clippers either put the Lakers out of a playoff series or win a championship, I don't want to hear nothing from a Clippers fan, man. I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Y'all see I got Kobe right here, and actually next week I'm gonna have another Raquel Roan, the very talented artist here in San Diego, Raquel Roan. I had the Kobe picture that she had me, and I've been being lazy not getting a frame, but I finally bought a frame for it. I just forgot it, and I'm bringing that in next week. So I'm gonna have Kobe right here in the 24 jersey, and I'm gonna have the young Kobe in the number 8 right here next to Nipsey next week. But everybody knows I'm a diehard Lakers fan. But it's not just that. I'm an LA fan. I'm an LA fan. I root for UCLA. People are like, how you root for UCLA and USC? Because they both in LA. Anything in LA. I still root for the Raiders because I don't watch football anymore, but I still want the Raiders to win when they play because they used to be in LA. UCLA, USC, Lakers, Clippers, Dodgers, Angels, any team in LA, what's the Kings, the hockey team, any team and I don't even watch hockey, but when I hear they playing, I root for them just because it's LA. And I've been in San Diego since I was 6. I was born in LA, but I've been in San Diego since I was 6. I still rock with all the LA teams. So this is the way I do it. I rock with the Lakers. And I rock with my favorite players' team, and then I rock with the Clippers because it's LA. So for me, it's been Lakers, Blazers, Clippers. So I've been rooting for the Clippers. But I can't lie. I was torn when they were playing the Nuggets. Everybody know that the Clippers got put out in Game 7. They lost a 3-1 lead and got put out in Game 7 by the Denver Nuggets. That's why I'm saying I don't want to hear nothing off y'all, because y'all supposed to win the championship. Everybody talking about the team y'all built to beat the Lakers, and y'all didn't even make it to the conference finals. I don't want to hear nothing. But I lost my own train of thought going to trying to talk more trash about the Clippers. Yeah, man, y'all got some work to do, man. The Clippers, y'all got some work to do. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear nothing, man. That's what I was gonna say. I'm never the guy that just, we got 16 rings, so y'all can't say nothing to us. I'm never that guy. I'm never that guy, and I don't want to be that guy. But I feel like it's very, very relevant in this conversation, man. We got 16 rings. We missed the playoffs last year. Our best player went down. He missed 17 games. We slipped in rankings, so we didn't make the playoffs. But now we here with a fully loaded team in the Western Conference Finals, up 1-0, and y'all lost in the semis in 7 games after being up 3-1. I don't want to hear nothing off a Clippers fan, man. I will say, though, let me not get to that yet. I don't want to hear nothing from a Clippers fan. I don't want to hear nothing about Kawhi being as good as LeBron. I just don't. I don't want to hear that no more. Y'all got a lot of room to make up before we can start having those discussions again. Doc Rivers, we got to start having another conversation about the head coach of the Clippers, Doc Rivers. He, I don't know if people know, but this is his third time blowing a 3-1 lead. The second time with the Clippers, he did it in Orlando back in 2005, which I didn't even realize until I think like Wednesday or Thursday morning. I was listening to ESPN radio, and one of them said that. I was like, that's right, he did do that, and that's when he had T-Mac on his team. So he really ain't got no excuses, man. He blew a 3-1 lead. We got to start having different conversations about Doc Rivers, different conversations about maybe Kawhi, and for sure about Paul George. But yeah, man, it's Lakers all day over here. I don't want to hear nothing from the Clippers, but I will say it might not be all the Clippers' fault. It might not be all the Clippers' fault. I think there's a curse, and hear me out. Not just because y'all was the second team in LA. The Donald Sterling thing. I'm not gonna beat around the bush and keep putting it like. I think it's the Donald Sterling thing, man. I feel like you can't be that racist and be that evil and have that much hatred in your heart, and anything that you created really, really prospers like that. I mean, man, there's a lot of evil people that prosper, so let me stop. But I feel like that's the reason why that team can't win. And I've said it ever since that first Clippers team. I think they might have been number one in the West, but anyway, for a couple of years, the Chris Paul, the Lob City Clippers were the number one. You know what I'm saying? They were a favorite for a few years, and they never were able to get over the hump. And I think it's because of Donald Sterling. I think because of all that bad juju he left on that organization. I think until they change the name of the team and they change the color scheme of the team, I don't think they're going to be doing very much winning. That's just how I feel. My brother was reading up on something and listening to my brother put me onto something, and I did some reading up that when the Clippers were actually here in San Diego, Donald Sterling went against what the league wanted and moved the team to LA. And it was a big thing about that, and he ruffled a lot of feathers. And I mean, it's just a lot that went on with Donald Sterling, man. I feel like when you have that much hatred in your heart and you're doing things the wrong way, you're not gonna anything with your name on it and anything that you created can only prosper but so much. So I feel like when they change the name, they already start working on their own arena and get up out the Staples Center, which doesn't really have much to do with Donald Sterling. But I feel like if they change the name and they change the color scheme and get all of that up off of them, all of his remnants up off of them, I think maybe they'll start winning after that. But enough about the Clippers. Let's talk about a team that is still playing, the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat. Now, before this series started, I'm still torn. I mean, I say before the series started. I'm still torn because being a Laker fan and having the Lakers-Boston rivalry reunited, or not reunited, but it coming back with the Boston Big Three when KG and Paul Pierce was there. Of course, they beat Kobe in the finals and then lost to Kobe in the finals. Beat the Lakers in the final and then lost to the Lakers in the finals. I just feel like I really wanted that to come back in my lifetime. My dad has been a Lakers fan his whole life, and he would always talk about the Lakers, Celtics, and I never got to see it. And then I finally saw it, and now that there's an opportunity, I really wanted it to happen when LeBron first came to the Lakers and then Kyrie was in Boston. That would have been dope. But either way, I just want the Lakers versus Celtics thing to come back, and I really want to see it again. I'm confident the Lakers could beat them. Maybe that's another reason why I want to see it. But I really want to see that again. I really want it to come back. But at the same time, I'm a big fan of Jimmy Butler, man. I'm a really, really big fan of Jimmy Butler. I did not think the Heat could win this series coming in. And shout out to my older brother who is a basketball junkie. He watches all things basketball. Doesn't matter the level, the gender, the pro level, the college, high school. He doesn't matter. He loves basketball. All he talks about is basketball. And he told me before this series started, I was like, nah, man, I think Boston could get him. I think they got too much firepower. He like, yeah, man, but they two best players are kids. He's like, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, those are kids. Jimmy Butler's a grown man. He's like, when it come to winning time, Jimmy Butler ain't finna lose to no kids, man. He go put the kids to bed, and he'll go ahead and handle business. And that's exactly what Jimmy Butler been doing, man. It was a close game all the way up until the end. Jimmy Butler came down there and locked up Jason Tatum, came down and hit big shots, and it looked just like what Big Bro said. It looked like when it came time to win, Jimmy Butler clicked on grown man mode and put the kids to bed, man. It was impressive to see. We haven't really seen a superstar um, in a long time who's able to not score, and then when it's time to win, just click on winning time and just start getting buckets. It was really, really good to see, man. Really good to see. So I can't lie. I still want to see Lakers Boston. I do, but I'm rooting for Jimmy Butler, man. And also, one of the things I noticed, I think when the Miami Heat, I'm sorry, when the Heat Celtics game first started, I didn't realize, and please nobody take this the wrong way, because I actually think it's dope. I didn't realize how many American-born white guys were on the Miami Heat, and they out here balling. Like I think it's been a very, very long time since that happened. They got Tyler. You know what? I'm not even gonna remember all the names right now. I know they got Kelly Olynyk, Tyler Herro been balling. The dude in game 2, Duncan Robinson is his name. The dude that had on like the neon blue shoes, splashing threes all over the place. They got a couple more off the bench. I think it's been a long time since a bunch of American-born white players would really like popping like that in the NBA, and then also since they were all on one team, like really killing and playing well like that. Like it's dope. It's dope to see. It's really dope to see, man. I couldn't help but notice it when I was watching, man, because I remember. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. Let me not say that. But it was dope to see. It was really, really dope to see. See, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, Lakers fans, man. We smacked Denver in game 1. It's another reason why I don't want to hear nothing off the Clippers, man. They came back and beat y'all 3-1, and we blew these dudes off the court in game 1. Playoff Rondo. Again, my big brother who loves to talk basketball. We've been arguing all season about it. He's like, man, I don't want Rondo on the team. I don't want to do it. I gotta wait around for him to click on playoff mode. And I'm like, we don't really gotta wait around. Like, our team is fine. We just in the playoffs, we're gonna need a guy like him to give LeBron some minutes. Rondo out here low key looking like Boston Rondo. Definitely looking like playoff Rondo. Dwight Howard out here bullying and pushing around Joker. AD out here doing his thing. Like, our whole team just look. Kuzma out here playing inside of himself and just playing. Like, I like Kyle Kuzma, but to me sometimes he looked like he trying too hard to look like the third best player on his team rather than just relaxing and being the third best player on his team. But he's relaxing now, taking the shots that come to him, playing within himself, and it looks amazing. We clicking on all cylinders, so I'm really happy. But Lakers fans, we can't get too excited, man. We playing the comeback kids. We are playing the comeback kids. Jamal Murray is the real deal. The Joker is the real deal, even though we got a lot of bodies to throw at the Joker. They team can really play, and they're the comeback kids. So we can't get too high. We can't get too high. But right now it's looking very, very good for the Lakers. Speaking of the Lakers, Laker Nation, how nervous were y'all when LeBron tweaked his ankle, man? I know for me, I was like, oh man. Because Denver, like I was just saying about Denver, Denver's not the team that, hey, man, if we ain't got LeBron, if we didn't have LeBron on our team, we obviously wouldn't be the number 1 seed. And if he were to go down, I don't see AD and Kyle Kuzma and Alex Caruso being enough to beat the Denver Nuggets without LeBron. So when LeBron went down, he was wincing a lot, shot them free. He missed the first one and made the second one. Was wincing on the way up and down the court. And I was nervous. I'm like, oh, come on, Bron. Like, you can't get hurt. Last time you got hurt, we missed the playoffs. Like, you can't get hurt. He come back with back-to-back dunks and show everybody he all right. Out there looking like an MVP. Yeah, I said it. Looking like an MVP. Should LeBron have gotten MVP? Should LeBron have gotten the MVP? I say no. Laker Nation, don't kill me. But I say no. It's a regular season award. Giannis was definitely the best defensive player in the league. That's why he got the Defensive Player of the Year. And he got the MVP, obviously. His team was number 1. His stats were crazy. He led his team on both ends of the floor. His PER is ridiculous. His plus-minus is ridiculous. I feel like he deserved it. He did everything he was supposed to do to get the MVP, did he not? So I think he deserved it. And furthermore, if the Lakers if LeBron would have gotten the Lakers to be the number one seed overall in the NBA and had the numbers that Giannis had and didn't get the MVP, oh man, everybody be going crazy. Y'all know the Laker fans. I'm sorry, the LeBron fans first and foremost are crazy. Laker fans are crazy, and so y'all know if LeBron would have led the Lakers to the number one overall seed in the NBA and had the numbers that the Greek Freak had and not gotten MVP, we'd have never heard the end of it. And I think at that point, LeBron himself would have come out and said something. So, Laker Nation, we got to pump the brakes, man. LeBron had an amazing year in year 17, but it's a regular season award. You can't say because Giannis didn't go as far as LeBron in the playoffs that he shouldn't be the MVP and all this, that, and the third. It's a regular season award. It's a regular season award. And at the end of the regular season, Giannis's team had the best record, and he was the best player on the team with the best record on top of everything that he did on defense. So I think we got to – at first I was a little upset too, but then you gotta take a step back and really look at things logically and understand that, not really understand, but just look at things logically and kind of, sheesh, and kind of put things in perspective. Pardon me. I hope I got far enough away from the mic on that, excuse me, and just put things in perspective. San Diego basketball, I've been telling everybody, I've been saying it on the show, I've been telling everybody, we're just about out of here. I've done my best to fill this hour, and I'm at minute 38 now. That's actually further than I actually thought I would get. I'm going to keep pressing a little bit longer. San Diego basketball. I've been saying it. I'm going to keep saying it. The San Diego Guardians have another tryout, have another combine coming up. It is in Vegas in October. I think it's the 10th. I'm going to do my best to be there. No promises yet, and even said the same thing to the Guardians themselves. No promises yet, but I'm going to try my best to be there, which actually I think is anyway, we'll get into that later. I'm going to try my best to be there, but I'm going to keep spreading the word. I'm going to keep telling people about it. I'm going to keep telling people about the Guardians. I'm going to keep telling people, even though I haven't heard much from my man Abe and the Kings, I'm going to keep telling people about the Kings. The Chula Vista Suns. The Chula Vista Suns have tryouts on October the 3rd. I think it's at 2:30 in San Marcos. Well, San Elijo was like a small city right there in San Marcos. But don't tell them that they part of San Marcos. They'll get mad at you. San Elijo is their own city. But the same place where the Swish Pro-Am played, pretty much the second half of the season, is where my man Eric Brown and the Chula Vista Suns will be having the tryouts, man. They've been spreading the word. From what I understand, they got some guys that can really play, already planning to come to tryouts, and they want to really make a splash in their first year. And I want to do everything I can to help them. Again, service. I'm in service. I want to do everything I can to help them make a splash in their first year, man. So if you want to hoop for a local team, you know what I mean, and have a chance to play on a professional level, and have your loved ones come and watch you play some meaningful basketball, go out October 3rd and try out for the Chula Vista Suns, man. Also, now I'm going to go ahead and be all the way transparent. What was supposed to happen today, I was supposed to interview a wonderful young lady by the name of Vanessa. It's either Lemon. I'm pretty sure it's Lemon, but it's with 2 M's. She, if you're from around San Diego, you know who she is. She's on the San Diego Guardians coaching staff, and she's also the owner of the San Diego Tropics, the professional women's basketball team here in town. I was supposed to interview her today, but she's a very busy woman, and she had some things come up, and she wasn't able to make it today. Hey, and you know what, Miss Vanessa, shout out to you, and I appreciate you for letting me know in a timely manner and giving me enough time to prepare. I'll be all the way transparent with you guys, and this is no disrespect to anybody that's canceled. I still love you all. If you want to come back to the show, you're still more than welcome. But there's been a couple of times when I didn't do the show. I didn't do it because I structured this show to be guest based. You guys know I'll come in here and talk for hopefully up to 30 minutes, and 15 minutes, and then the next 45 minutes, I have a guest come in and I talk to the guest, which is good, but I structured the show to function in that way. And so when my guests would cancel, I would only have up to 15 to hopefully 20 minutes of things to talk about to fill the time, and I have a whole hour to fill. Well, that's not always why I cancel. One time I had to go out of town for something. There was another time Anyway, there's been a couple of times people have canceled, and then a couple of other times I had to go out of town. But there have been times that people canceled, and I canceled the show because of that. And that shouldn't happen. But what I'm saying is, in the future, if you do plan to be on the show and you have to cancel, please give me time to prepare. That's number one. If you do need to cancel, give me time to prepare. But there have been times when people hit me the morning of, like, yo, I can't make it. And I'm like, come on, man. Or, you know what I mean? But Miss Vanessa, gave me plenty of time she gave me plenty of notice, plenty of time to prepare. And I really appreciated that. Communication is key, man. Communication is key. That's absolutely, communication is key. But anyway, I'm supposed to be having Vanessa, and I'm still going to have Vanessa, and I got to check my calendar. We rescheduled, but I'm going to have Vanessa in, and I can't wait to talk to her about her whole story as, a female hooper, a female basketball player, being an owner of a team and an organization and a franchise and everything that comes with that, and also being a woman's coach, coaching men. I really am interested to talk to her about that and hear that dynamic and just hear, and just hear everything that comes with that. I'm really excited about that. I've been having different people, different athletes from around San Diego reach out to me about being on the show, and I'm open and willing to having everyone on the show. Again, I'm here to serve. My platform is for everybody. But there, I don't want to say there is a process, because all you have to do is hit me up and ask, and we'll figure it out. But it isn't always going to be that easy. I do keep a schedule. I do keep a calendar of the guests that I plan having on the show. So it isn't just as simple as you hit me up early in the week and by Saturday you can come and be on the show. It's not quite that simple. It'd be amazing if it was, but well, actually it wouldn't, because that would be poor planning on my part and things wouldn't really function that way. But I do have a schedule. I do have a lineup of guests that I'm going to be on the show. I don't always, and I'm probably never going to announce it because people cancel. But I do have a schedule and a running list of people that are going to be on the show. And so if I don't get back to you right away, or if I can't get you on when you want to get on, hey, it just is what it is, man. It just is what it is. I'm having a lot of fun doing the show, man. I'm having an awful lot of fun doing the show. Things are going to continue to get better. Like more artwork is going to come into the show. I'm going to continue to have guests on the show. I'm going to try to, make it to where I can have segments and different fun little things on the show. And I'm really looking forward to growing and expanding, and also getting better at what I do. I listen back, and I listen back. Obviously, I have to when I edit, but I listen back to the audio. I watch the videos back, and a lot of times when I watch it, I hear how much I stutter and how many those dead air pauses that I take, and I'm doing my best to get better and to correct things like that. But it's gonna come with time. But I'm having a lot of fun doing the show. I can't wait to continue doing the show. I can't wait to get better. I can't wait to grow and expand. And also with doing the show, I'm trying this thing out. I've been trying to do it for a while because, shout out to my guy Wade who handles the audio side of this show, and he's gracious enough to let me grab the audio before I leave. But with the other pieces of content that I do, I pretty much produce it all on my own. I'm not complaining. I love it that way. I would my shout out to my brother who's not here with me today. I'm all by myself today. But my brother, my little big brother, Derek Roan, shout out to D Roan. He helps me out with behind the cameras and a lot of stuff. And right now I'm actually showing him how to really help out with audio and things like that. But I do a lot. I pretty much do all the behind the scenes stuff by myself. I set up my cameras, I sit down and I talk, and then afterwards I clean up the cameras, I get my audio together, and I edit everything on my own. And I love doing it. And because I love doing it so much, and I've been trying to expand, I've changed my YouTube account, and y'all seen the shirt that I was wearing in Mexico. But anyway, my shirt said Michael Flix Media Network. It's just gonna be Flix. I think I'm gonna just call it Flix Media Network. And I've had a few people reach out to me asking like, "Hey yo, can you film my podcast? Can you help me record? Can you give me some pointers?" And I've been telling everybody yes, and then for whatever reason, there's not very much follow through. And I know people get busy, and I get busy too. But what I'm saying is, I'm doing this thing. I've have a net, like, not like, oh, I have a network and da 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 da, but I'm doing this thing. I'm calling it Flix Media Network. And if you have any content that you need help producing, whether it's video, whether it's audio, anything like that, if you need any help, reach out to me, and I would be more than happy to come out and help you. Even if it's just pointers, I'm more than happy to give you pointers. If you need me to bring all my cameras and all my microphones, I'm more than happy to pull up and help you do that, man. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. It's funny, when I first got all my equipment, and people saw, if you go back to when the Family Room podcast was just audio and we would just record with our phone and put little clips on Instagram, I would always talk about, having the capability to do it on your own, and to just do it on your own, just do it on your own, just do it on your own. And I preach that so much, and I do believe it. And people that I know that have started podcasts, they listen. And so now that they are doing it on their own, and I'm at a point to where I'm trying to grow and I'm trying to expand and get better at what I do, now I want to produce their content. And they're like, nah, I'm going to just do it on my own. You gave me all the preaching about doing it on my own, and I took you up on that, so I'm going to just do it on my own. And that's dope. No offense. Obviously, that's super dope. But like I said, if you need any help producing any of your content, or if you have a podcast idea that you've been sitting on for a while, or you've been wanting to do a show or do a podcast or a day in the life or anything that you've wanted to do, reach out to me and we can make it happen, man. I would love to. I would absolutely love to. I got a lot of ideas in my head that I've been wanting to get out, that I am going to get out. But like I said, and I know I'm not the only one like that. So if you got anything you want to do, reach out to me. The Flix Media Network is here for you. Also, this is the last thing. I've been putting it off, and not really putting it off. I've been telling myself I wasn't gonna do it because I'm just not that guy. I'd rather work and just do it on my own. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it here. And it took me a while to even make the GoFundMe, but I'm gonna go ahead and promote it here. I'm gonna give you the whole story. So I have been needing to upgrade my camera for the longest time. I was blessed to be able to work with a media platform during the high school basketball season. I've had this coffee here this whole show. I ain't took a sip. Hold on. Pardon. I was blessed to work with this media platform all during the high school basketball season. I met him at the Torrey Pines Classic, and he liked my work, but he didn't like my footage. So he was like, yo, I like what you do, but I just don't like that footage. So I'm going to give you my camera to work with for the season. And when the season's over, after the game, you send me the footage. When the season's over, you can either bring me the camera back or mail it back to me or whatever. But just, I like what you do, but use my camera. And so we did that. And then obviously people saw the progression in the quality of the video. And so I was using that camera to shoot a lot of things. And then when it was time to give the camera back, people saw that, again, they like what I do, but they saw the quality drop off a little bit. They're like, hey, like what happened? I had to explain to them. But anyway, so I had a little bit of money. I had money saved up from before the Swish. The pandemic hit. A whole bunch of work that I had lined up just dropped off and fell away because of the pandemic. And so I had very little money coming in. But I'm a hustler, I'm a grinder, and I always find a way to figure it out. But I had very little money coming in, and then the Swish Pro-Am hit, and I was able to get money coming back in. So, and I don't know if you guys know, but camera equipment, podcast equipment is expensive. Like, camera equipment especially is very expensive. And so I could have gotten a new camera, but the one I wanted and I had my eye on, and I was like, stayed focused and kept grinding to get, I finally got all the money together to get this very expensive camera and this very expensive lens that when you zoom in, the light doesn't change, and it's perfect for filming football and basketball, because I do film football as well. Finally got all the money together to get the camera and the lens that I have been dying for, right? I get the camera. I get the lens. I use it for a week. I use this camera and this lens literally for a week. I wake up on Monday, check the mailbox, the camera's in there. That morning, take it out, go and use and make money with the camera for a week. Messed around. I worked Sunday morning. My brother picked me up, left the camera in my brother's car on Sunday. Someone broke into my brother's car and stole my whole camera bag. I had my brand new camera, my brand new lens, 2 memory cards, the charger for 2 of my cameras, and a $100 bill. Had all of that in the backpack. It's on me for leaving it in there, but it's like, man, just work hard and buy your own stuff. Like, why are you stealing? But anyway, so I had that stuff for a week. How much time I got while I'm rambling on? Oh, I'm doing good. 2 minutes? 3 minutes. All right, so I worked hard, got all my I worked hard, got all that stuff, and it got stolen, right? So after the switch, there's not very much work because of the pandemic, and I do sports. And I do all kinds of content, but nobody's really doing anything because let me slow down and stop yelling. I still got 3 minutes. Nobody's really doing anything because of the pandemic, so I don't have no more money coming in. So I didn't want to start a GoFundMe. I didn't want to do all of that. And also, all the money that I had saved, I didn't want to say I blew it, but I spent it on upgrading my camera. So I didn't have any more money. I had a few $100s, but that ain't enough to get a whole new camera and lens, so I don't have any more money. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to just keep stacking my little coins. I'm going to keep nickel and diamond until I get my money. I was like, you know what? I always bless people. Let me make a GoFundMe and see if anybody want to help me out. You know what I'm saying? And even after I made it, I was like, I should post it on my social media. Like, how people going to know about it if you don't tell them? So I posted it on my social media. And I don't know if people do charitable things and they don't always want people to know. But I had people, shout out to anybody that's donated to my GoFundMe. But anyway, that's a long story to saying I had my new camera and my new lens stolen. And I started a GoFundMe. So if anybody wants to help me get my camera and my lens back, I would greatly appreciate it. That's all I'm saying. I was able actually, one of the entities that I work for, they were able to help me out a little bit. So I have some of the money, but I don't have all of the money, and work is slow right now. And I'm never the guy to beg. And I don't like asking for help. My mom tells me to stop being like that all the time, but I'm a guy that I don't even really like asking for help. But I'm doing it now. So my GoFundMe, the link to my GoFundMe is in my Instagram. And if you want to help me out, man. That's it. Listen, man.
And I'm going to jump in for a second.
Wonderful.
This is how you show pride, right? Mike is showing off our kids. Mike showing off our schools. Mike showing off our communities. And that society needs that as a point of pride. So if you want to support Mike in bringing pride to our community, school, and kids, this is the way you can give back.
Absolutely. Wade, I appreciate that so much, man. I appreciate that so much. And believe me, if I want to say, even if my money, whatever, if you have something that you're doing, and people know that about me. People know that if you know me, you know that about me. But if you have anything that you need from me, I've done plenty of free photo shoots, plenty of free videos, plenty of free promo for it. You know what I'm saying? If you need anything of Michael Flix, all you have to do is reach out and ask. Hey, man, I'm proud I filled the hour all by myself. I'm not even going to lie. I'm very, very proud of that. Y'all give me some kudos on the Instagram and on YouTube when y'all watch this. I filled the hour all by myself. On the Michael Flix. It's been a great episode. Next week, I plan to have guests in here, but even if I don't, we're going to keep the show rocking, man. On the Michael Flix is back for another week, and I'm going to be back next week. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I'm out.